Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. A choice, but get on. Mandate, get it on. Welcome to the show. Thanks for sharing. Michael Yo is back in studio. Good to see you, Michael.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
And Modi is here.
You?
He's a stand-up. He's got a podcast. He's internationally known. And he was in Israel when the shit went down. So I would love to talk to you about that experience.
Yeah. I was coming off of a high of, we did 6 sold-out shows, no theater other than under 900 seats. So, amazing. The energy was the holiday of Sukkot. I don't know if you know that holiday. That's what
I only know from Woody Allen movies.
The huts, when we do the huts outside.
No, tell us.
You know the holiday of Sukkot. There's whenever you drive through a Jewish neighborhood during Sukkot, we build a hut outside and we eat in the hut. Okay, wow. You really...
We do that here, but with tacos.
I see that, yeah.
Every day is Sukkah.
So anyway,
in Los
it's
Angeles.
a festive time in Israel, and I had these shows booked, and they were sold out, and we were on such an amazing high. And we were staying at the Satai Hotel, which is in Yafo, which is the Arab part of Tel Aviv. Mm-hmm. Super trendy now, very, very, very cool place to stay. And that's it. We were there Friday. We had the best night of our lives. The show's over. We're heading to Paris the next day. And then 6 a.m., we hear the sirens, which I knew was an air raid siren. Mm-hmm. And Leo, my husband, were in bed. And he turns to me. He's like, should we go in the bomb shelter? I said, most probably it's a test. And my Xanax and my Ambien had just connected.
They met.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, I have like 2-3 hours left of sleep, and we stayed in bed. We got up for breakfast, and during breakfast, we saw the Iron Dome go into effect. We saw like the bombs hitting each other, and
on TV?
No, live above where we were eating. We were eating outdoors for breakfast, and we look out, and we see one of the bombs bombs coming out of Gaza, hit by one of the Iron Dome missiles, and we got into the bomb shelter, and we got back out, and we had a flight that night, which was not canceled. We were so lucky. It was an Air France flight going to Paris, where I had 4 shows booked, and it was just like, we're just waiting for them to cancel the flight, but from what I understand, Air France wanted their plane back. So they were like, we're not canceling this flight. And
they wanted it on their soil.
Yeah.
And
we got
sense.
to the airport, and we sat on the plane. There was a 4-hour delay. We were, in Jewish, we say plotzing. We were just
that I know.
Dying.
Yeah.
Just like, please take off. And we sat on the plane for 2 hours. We sat outside on the boarding for 2 hours. We got off. We landed in Paris. It was like, wow.
So now what's your relationship with Israel?
I was born in Israel.
Oh, okay.
We came to America when I was 7 years old, to Long Island, and we lived there ever since. But we always came back, and I visited my grandparents in summers in Israel, and now touring wise, I go back once, twice a year sometimes for either a tour or a one-off gig. And we just love Israel, and when Leo had his 30th birthday, he wanted to do it in Israel. We brought a bunch of friends. We did some tours. We stayed there. We love Israel. Period. It's just amazing. It's so much fun, and when we went for his birthday, we brought 3 friends of ours that were not Jewish, and we actually went on a tour of a winery that's on the border of the Judean hills. What some people call the West Bank, and we saw like we were on the border. So they got to see it. So my friends now understand what's happening in Israel.
Yeah.
Whereas we were just talking before, people don't really have an idea of what's happening. They're just yelling out, "Free Palestine," this and that, and Israel's murderers. And it's not. It's Free Palestine, but from Hamas, not from Israel.
Yes.
It's
No, it's, I say to Dr. Drew all the time, I thought the computer was going to fix all this shit. It's made it worse. Mm-hmm. Like I thought, well, you have a phone and there's plenty of information. You can get anything you want on it. So you can find out and verify things and all, and that everyone's going to be coached up and tuned up. And we're going harder in the other direction.
Yeah.
And I don't, I think a lot of it is I guess, sane thinking people thought, well, once you tell people the truth or what's happening or even show them imagery of it, that they would then go, wow, I was wrong, or I will think differently about this. Like I was just, I think it was Chris, he can tell me, but I was just listening. Oh, it was Rashida Tlaib. Rashida Tlaib announced yesterday that she now wants an investigation into what went on at the hospital.
Right.
And it's like, here's what went on at the hospital. First off, somebody take a picture of the hospital because it's standing.
Yeah.
If Israel wanted the hospital not to be standing, then it would not be standing.
Correct.
Because you've seen plenty of footage. And by the way, I'll get to a Michael Yo Vegas angle here.
Yeah.
I used to, and I'll get back to Rashida. Okay. Rashida Tlaib wants to start an investigation of a thing that's been disproven and didn't happen.
Right.
But she's soldiering on. And it's just, so the computer's not helped her.
Right.
We have images, we have phone calls, we have...
The Times finally apologized for saying, the New York Times apologized, sorry we led you the wrong way and told you that it was Israel that bombed the hospital.
The hospital's there, it hit the parking lot,
Right.
You're wrong. I was thinking about, God, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, some brother a black man hung a bunch of hoops in a park in Oakland to exercise on. And then somebody saw it and said, uh-oh, we got a hate crime here. These are nooses. And then the guy who hung them said, no, I hung them for exercise. And the mayor of Oakland said, she's still moving forward with the investigation. She's got to get...
Wow.
And I'm like, hey, by the way, that's chick think. Right there. That's chick think. I know we want more women in positions of power. It's all great, but you do get a lot of that kind of thinking.
What's chick think? I'm
it's
not.
That.
That's what that is.
That's exactly what that is.
Well, I know some men that think like that too.
Oh no, Gavin Newsom's a dude. He thinks like that too. There's no doubt. But back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite shit to watch on TV back. It was like 20 years ago. They used to have those shows where they would follow the demolition family who they're taking down the old casino. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, look, we got 6 months to drill into the old casino and set our charges and everything. And everything was like, we need this building to come straight down. Straight down. It was 6 months and $500,000 and 25 crew guys.
Yeah.
And at the end, everyone had their fingers crossed. Like, is this thing going to drop right where it stands?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, God, that's super impressive that they can do that. But then I saw the Twin Towers come down.
Right.
Someone just flew a fucking airplane into them, and they both came straight down where they stood. And then every single piece of cockpit footage I see or whatever of a missile hitting a building in Gaza is like, they all just come straight down. So maybe it's not that good.
So let's take this down. So as somebody who was in 9/11 when those towers went down, you have to understand that 8 buildings around them went down, and buildings that are 45 stories high, which in any city like in LA, that would be a skyscraper.
Right.
But in New York, it didn't even get like the 45 stories. You know, when you hit elevator 45, they all went down. It didn't go straight down. It was a hot mess.
Well, first off, I'm not condoning what the terrorists did, but when you watch footage of it, they come straight down. Now, obviously, you wouldn't do it that way, and yes, there'd be tons of collateral damage. Yeah. I'm just saying, I was really impressed by those families that took those casinos down.
Yes.
I'm less impressed. That's all I'm saying.
I love how we swing from one place to the next.
That's right.
That's how the show goes?
It's everywhere.
You've been on the show before. So
I have, but
I'm wondering how we'll so
we'll
now
be all over the road.
But I'm fascinated. Can I ask him a question? I guess the nerves, because usually when you get in a plane and it takes off, you're like, okay, we're good. But I mean, with bombing going back and forth, were you ever scared?
The sirens were going on. So we're on this plane. Oh my God, please just take off. And they were teasing us. When we got to the airport, like, okay, is this plane going to go off? There's bombs going off. They've invaded the border. We're hearing sirens. Everybody's chill. Everybody's just relaxed. And then they took there were a lot of babies on the strollers, kids, and they took the strollers. You know how they wrap the strollers in the plastic thing? They put them in a condom and they take them on. And then the crew came on. Oh, the crew's here. They took the baby strollers. We're good. Then they said we have an hour delay, and the guy who's Israeli said it in English, but we couldn't understand. He said, due to a safety issue.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, safety from the government saying you can't take off, or safety? And then we all see that they brought like engineers to fix the plane. So I'm like, okay, it's a plane issue. It's not a safety issue. We're teased. We finally board. This can only happen like with the machine that does the boarding card, click, 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 click. We saw it wasn't working, but they were still boarding everybody on. So they boarded on more people that they had seats for. They started putting this, I never saw in my life, putting passengers in the jump seats next to the stewardesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People wanted to get the hell out. I really wanted to get out because I had shows in Paris. But the plane finally so we're sitting on the tarmac, and then like they bring the lights down and start handing out champagne and orange juice. I'm like, just take off. I don't need your champagne and orange. What are you kidding me? Champagne and orange juice? Are you what? Then they dim the lights. That moment of the dimming the lights in the we're sitting up front. So now they had to go recheck everybody's boarding card in the economy because the machine didn't work.
Right.
So like bleep 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 with the dumb phones, and then it finally we hear sirens.
When you're taking off.
So someone's screaming, "Should we be going to a bomb shelter? Should we sit in this plane?" Luckily, from what we understood, the Iron Dome is the strongest over the airport. So if anything, when we were coming in, it would have been definitely taken down.
Right.
And then when that plane took off, I can't even tell you. It was just wow.
But isn't it stressful when you're still in the plane? Because
we were dying.
Yes, I wasn't on the plane.
That was the Yiddish word of the day here. Plotzing. When you're just sitting there. Oh my God, are we taking off? Plotzing, dying.
How far into the flight did you know, okay, I'm good now? We're good.
When the wheels took off, that was when we knew we were good. Once we're off, we're going to Paris. It's not that far.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-6 hour trip, but just to get out of there. At any moment, they could have been like, this flight's canceled due to how dangerous to take off and whatever the hell it was. And it was just unbelievable.
So we're talking off the air, and you mentioned Gays for Palestine and this whole kind of movement that is bizarre.
So demented.
To me. I didn't know you were gay at the time, but thankfully I agreed with you.
Thank you.
But now I know you're gay. And
Okay.
well, he introduced me to his husband later.
Yeah.
I mentioned his husband later. I didn't know.
Yeah, my husband.
Listen, out of the two of you, you should be gay, Michael.
Why?
Just
does
out
look
of the
more
two,
manlier than
out
me.
of the two of you.
do.
That's all I'm saying.
Why?
No judgment.
I'm dying to know how you got to there.
I'm saying if the two of you showed up somewhere and I asked most Americans which one of these dudes is gay, one of them's got to be gay, Michael Yo would get more votes.
Can I be honest with you?
That's all.
Yeah.
When I first met you, I thought you were a UFC fighter.
A UFC fighter.
Yeah, dude, you're
Who
big.
can be gay.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's what I'm saying.
I've been
man.
getting I'm at that famous now where people recognize me, but they're not sure from what or where.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you know. And
I get that.
So and people always, when they do realize me, Jewish audience are like, "I love you, you're amazing." It's like, my aunt watches you.
Right.
So let me get a picture for my aunt.
Right.
So the other night we're out. We went to we were out, me and Leo, and I'm standing there, and some guy, this Israeli young guy, comes over and goes, "Excuse me, I'm not sure, but are you a DJ?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'm not a DJ.
Right.
I DJ my set when I work out."
Listen, if Paris Hilton's a DJ, we're all potential DJs.
So Leo goes, "He's a comedian," and then the kid goes, "Oh, my mom loves you," and then he was like, "I'll take DJ any day."
That's right.
I had a really funny. Since we're talking about looks, I did a show in Ohio where like 5 different synagogues got together. And made a big show, a comedy night with me, and it was really, really nice. It was like 1,000 people. It was really sweet. Like the community is just coming together. And this elderly woman comes over to me, like deep 70s or maybe early 80s, all put together. Chanel, hair was done nice for the night, makeup was good. Good for her. She was going out. She had the walker, but the nice one. Not with the wheels. Not with the tennis balls.
Yeah.
And she comes over to me and she says to me,
nice walker.
She says to me, I'm not sure if you were funny or not, because I didn't bring my hearing aids. But I will say, you're pleasant to look at.
Wow.
Which I'll take that.
Yeah.
And him saying that you look gayer than me is a compliment for you. But UFC fighter, I will take that.
Yes.
Yeah.
UFC fighter, yes.
Okay.
I understood what you were saying, Adam.
It's not a pejorative. I'm just saying if you asked most Americans to vote, Leo would walk away with the trophy. That's all.
Thank you. The only trophy.
But back to gays for Palestine and gays for Hamas or whatever. First off, it's double sickening to you. And it's bizarre. And it's sort of where we're at now, which is if you were gay and you tried to set up shop in Palestine, you would not have a life.
Their treatment to if somebody is gay, they take them to the top of a building and throw them off. That's what you do with a gay person in Palestine.
Right. And
whether it's Hamas or Palestinians or Muslim, that's what happens to you in Palestine. And so you have gays now. Because in the scenario, the less strong person, the less strong of the two of Israel and Palestine is Palestine, and the narrative that looks like they're being persecuted. So obviously the gays, hey, we've been persecuted, so we're with you. You're not. You're not. And we're watching people online that we dance with it, at clubs and stuff, and like they're just no idea what they're talking about.
What's it like being gay in Israel?
Heaven.
Is there any difference between living in Los Angeles or New York or Israel? Is there any
Israel
difference?
is so forward. They have a gay month, June. There's parties. They have a gay parade. They have their gay week. They have in the law, in its civil union, the gays have rights to get married and civil unions, and they're protected by laws of for health reasons. It's a completely. It's just there's the ultra religious who don't but who the hell cares? But Israel law wise is very pro gay, very pro gay. I mean, it's Jews.
Yeah.
When you mix Palestinians and Jews, you get people thrown off a board. When you mix gays and Jews, you get Broadway.
It's true.
So
I think I skipped past everyone's plug. By the way, Modi's got a podcast called And Here's Modi, and then Michael Yo is going to be tonight.
Tomorrow night.
Where?
Tomorrow night, Improv.
All right.
Oh.
See, we should have this discussion. Yeah, but tonight, as you hear this.
Oh, yes, tonight.
Wait, this airs tonight.
No, it's just somebody should tell. The show airs the following day. So
Okay.
when we do this, somebody tells the person he's going to say tonight, but it'll be tomorrow.
Gotcha.
But it's just not. But you didn't have that conversation?
Nope.
All right.
But tonight.
Well, we started a little early. Tonight, October 25th. That's what I'm saying. And for more dates, you can go to michaelyo.com as well. So, God, there's a good, speaking of that, Palestinians and gays and all that, my friend Ami Horowitz made a video on that. He does this kind of man on the street things.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Ami, but he's Jewish. You should know him. I think you'd like him.
Okay.
And he walked around, and I don't know, Dawson, you can find this. I'm just kind of calling audible. But he walked around and went to the gay community and said, who you for? This is 6 months ago or something.
Okay.
This is before this.
Before the whole war, yeah.
Before the whole thing. He said, so what do you think? Who you for? Israel or Palestine? And then the gays all, they said Palestine.
Right.
And then he went and interviewed some of the heads of Palestine. He travels, and they're like, what would you do if your son was gay? And they're like, I'd kill him.
Yeah.
And then he went back to the gays and said, you do understand this is who you're voting for here. And it's a shortish, interesting video that I think it's timely now. It's got to be at least 6 months old. I mean, he did it long before this. And what now? What do you think the future holds? What are we doing? What's Israel doing?
I don't have those. I don't have those. I know I do what I can do. My podcast is called And Here's Modi, because I perform before I started doing theaters and my own dates. I mostly performed at Jewish events or fundraisers where I'm following a movie of some horrific event or some awful thing, and then the introducer goes, and here's Modi. Like you just watched a guy with diabetes talking about how he lost his sight,
right?
And then please
here's Modi.
Here's Modi.
Yes,
that's why I have that. And now, listen, I just did a show at the Saban Theater for Sheba Hospital in Israel to raise money for that. I'm doing a fundraiser for UJA in the Federation in Anaheim. That's why the Jews have been around so long, because we're always helping each other. We're raising money, help each other. Think about it. We were staying in this hotel in Jaffa where it was under the Ottoman Empire, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire. They're no longer around, but the Jews are still here.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. No?
Yeah, listen. I was telling Modi off the air. I basically just observe. I don't take statistics and I don't bring a tape measure. I just observe. And I got the greatest front row seat to Jewish life ever, because I went to North Hollywood High in the 80s, and it's probably about 5 miles from here. And North Hollywood High had every group represented in it. Now, my kids go to some rich white guy school. There's not a lot of comparing and contrasting, My high school had white trash, that was me and my friends. And then it had sort of poor Mexicans, that was George Espinoza and all these guys who were like deeper valley guys, And then we had black kids busing in from like South Central. I mean, Melvin Royal, Michael Odom, we all played on the football team. Those were the skilled guys. Yeah. I was blocking for them, but they all bust in. I mean, Melvin Royal, what a name. Wore high tops. Back when nobody wore high top cleats back then. But anyway, blacks bust in, and then we had the Jews, and the Jews were up the hill. They're in Studio City. Hebrew Heights, they were up there. And they came down the hill, and they went to North Hollywood High was just a repository of all these different cultures, couple of Asians in there. And then I just stood back and I just watched.
Couple of Asians.
Yeah. Always good to sprinkle them in.
At least he didn't say Oriental.
But they're like nutmeg. A dash is good. Too much, you'll ruin
the curve, the grade curve.
Yeah. So I just sat and I watched, and I looked at everybody, and I saw what me and my white trash friends were doing. My white trash friends, everyone was divorced. Everybody was a bad student. Everyone's family was sort of chaotic, and my mom and the dad's over in this other apartment, and it was a mess. The blacks, we just played sports. I couldn't really go back. I didn't go back with them to South Central, but we hung out. We played on the football team, had fun. But I noticed that the Jews, magically, all our student government was Jews. So we had like almost no Jews, but the president, the vice president, treasurer, they were all Jewish. Everyone in the student body was Jewish. And they all excelled, and they were all heading to Stanford and Cal. And then at some point, the white trash people realized that the Jews had food. They had Danish. I mean, they had cars that worked.
Yeah.
They had VCRs. They had shit in their house. And so then we started heading over to their place. Now, we liked them. We hung out. They were friends, but we were there to eat as well. So, and then I noticed, why is your family, where's your dad live? It's like, with my mom. Like, whoa, he doesn't have his own apartment in North Hollywood? Like, no, they lived together. And the houses were nicer and the houses were cleaner. And then when it came time to graduate, my friends, I just had lunch with one of them the other day, Alex Arado, he headed off to Cal. And Robbie Levine, he headed off to Cal. And all these guys just head off to Stanford and Cal, UCLA. And then the blacks just went back to South Central. The Mexicans just went back to deep North Hollywood. And the white trash, we just hung around and looked for jobs on construction sites. And I was like, I think the Jews have a better plan than we have. They're doing it right. They're staying together, family and education, and they're flourishing.
I noticed you didn't name Asians, though. They had it
He
down,
did.
too.
He
We
did.
had
No,
a couple, but not in the wrap-up. Where'd the Asians go, Adam?
Can I pop into this equation?
I'll tell you if I can figure out
Guys,
where the Asians went.
This is in the 80s. So this is still when the Jews just got here. So that's when the Jewish kids still knew, hey, dad, grandma, and grandpa came over from the war. We need an education, medical school. We need to be the heads of the school and all of that, and go to all the best schools to get our money. They made money. Your people who were in your school, they made money. Their kids are like the trust fund kids now.
Yeah.
The Asians, they now are like taking over the student government and all of that stuff because they know they need to build up and get out of there.
Yeah.
This is like this philosophy can only work on the Adam Carolla show. Mm-hmm. I'm not going live with this anywhere else, but it's a theory I have.
I'm just saying the Asians are coming up. I'm half Asian. I'm proud of them. I'm just very proud of my people.
Yeah.
Well, it's family. I would just tell everyone. Let's just like family and education is basically like saying diet and exercise. You know what I mean? It's like, you really going to argue? That's all there is. For any group. It'll affect every group the same way. It'll hurt every group the same way, depending on what direction you go.
But I will tell you that a big part of the Jewish people that we've survived this long is we're always helping each other. This one needs a job, help him out here. But the thing is, we're not close to helping others. If you would have gone to one of your Jewish friends instead of going to one of your as you call them, white trash friends looking for a job in construction, said, look, could your dad help me out with a job? And they would have helped you out.
Would they?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
Well, I need a TV show. So can anybody help me out?
Ami Horowitz is in Jordan right now.
Wow.
He's sending us a link.
He's the redhead guy, right?
No.
No, then he's not who I'm thinking.
Well, aren't his videos just on the internet?
Let's just get a face up.
Or
somewhere
not.
Yeah,
just
but
so
he
we can
has like
see.
hundreds of videos, and if you even just look for the word Palestine, like 70 come up. And
Really?
Yeah, so we're trying to.
I think I've
Oh,
seen
can you do gay in
Oh, there's
Palestine?
a ton of that too. Like, yeah, so he's sending me it.
just do,
Oh, okay. But it's
Yeah,
like
just-
6 months old. I'm just curious about the internet. I just feel like you do gay and
I
Palestine.
mean, if I
and
punch in Ami
6 months
Horowitz
old.
in Google search here, it's going to get every lawyer in the world is going to be up here. So there's not going to be very
Just
helpful.
don't worry about it, Adam. He's gonna send.
All right, he's going to send
This
it.
guy?
No, yeah, that guy.
That's guy. Okay, that's the
Yeah,
guy.
he's on there. No,
American
I'm not.
film.
I know we're going to hear it. I'm just curious about our search engine. That's all. I'm just
He
curious.
posts a lot of videos, so it's gonna get. It's just hard.
So
to
is
find
he a
exactly
reporter, a
what.
comedian? What is he?
He's a guy who goes out and he basically he's got a scary job. He goes with refugees and places you don't want to go. But then sometimes he just goes down to like Harlem and he just talks to black people and he goes, do you have trouble getting a photo ID? And they go, no, why would I have trouble getting a photo ID? That's insulting. And he goes, do you have an ID? And he goes, of course I have a fucking ID. What do you think I am? And then he just interviews all those people because white people, we go, they can't get IDs. They don't have access to IDs, so they can't vote or whatever. And so he'll just go out and do that. Now, he has a scary job, but he does it nonetheless.
But it's a job that he made for himself. It's not like he's being hired by somebody to do this.
yes, he's created his own
great for him.
scary job.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Bless his heart, and he should be very successful in whatever he does. And
Yeah, no, they're informative videos, and he doesn't cook them either. Like, he gets accused of going, okay, but there are a whole bunch of black people you talk to that said they don't have an ID and wish they had one or
Right.
something. He's like, I will tell you, I talked to 27 of these people, 3 of them didn't have an ID.
Does
but
he
the
show
other
the people
20
that say they don't have an ID?
he does not cook the
Okay,
vid. So
gotcha.
he'll and I don't know, but he will say, I talked to 10 gay people that were pro-Palestine, but 3 of them were pro-Israel. You know, he'll
Okay.
kind of break it down.
Great.
Okay.
Because if it's like he's just cherry picking, then I think
Right.
we'll lose it. All right, the vid's long, but we'll watch a little of it, maybe skip around or something, just to get the flavor.
One of the great human rights paradoxes is the LGBTQ support for Palestinians in the conflict with Israel. I went to the Castro district in San Francisco to ask gay men and women about their views on the conflict. What's your view on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Is there one side that you kind of side with more than the other?
I used to side with the Israelis,
Okay.
but then I'm starting to rethink that.
Do you tend to side more with one side versus the other?
Palestine. We are here to support the Palestinians and give them a right to freedom and the right to self-sovereignty, and also for Israel to sort of maintain its ground and stay in its own lane without infringing on the journeys of others.
I mean, my ex-wife and I talked about it a lot. That's quite frankly how I learned more about it, but it was really about like Israel for being such bullies and yeah.
I tend to have more sympathy toward those I perceive as persecuted.
Like the victims?
Yes.
All right, you can scrub it and go forward to talking to the mullahs about killing their sons, but you get the idea.
They were in front of the theater. I had 2 sold out shows there. That's the only thing. Only thing I'm looking at that video. I'm just thinking I had 2 sold out shows in that theater, and I can't get the name of the theater. It's
In
either the
San Francisco?
Yes. Is that the Hollywood Theater, the Majestic Theater? It's one of those names.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's
right.
all I was thinking about.
No, I know.
But we covered that without his video. You realize that it's just absolutely insane. It's insanity.
It is, and is it simply? I was listening to God. All right, I'll bounce this off you. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then I'll bounce an interesting thought off you and see what you guys think. We'll do that right after this. Well, let me tell you about Simply Safe. It's still October, but the holidays are coming up fast. Before all the craziness starts, you need to protect your home with Simply Safe. Get a new system today for 40% off. Fall and holidays, well, that means time away from home. Protect yourself with advanced sensors that detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more. Plus, indoor and outdoor HD cameras. I use it. Everyone here uses it. We've always used Simply Safe. They're a great company. It's a great experience. They were voted Best Home Security System of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. So what else do you need to know? Forget about me. Listen to U.S. News and World Report. 24/7 professional monitoring, under $1 a day, half the cost of traditional home security, money-back guarantee, and a 60-day free trial, risk-free trial for 60 days. And if you don't love it, you can return the system for a full refund. So what do you have to lose? And for a limited time, you get the 40% off the new system with Fast Protect plan. Visit simplysafe.com/Adam. That is simplysafe.com/Adam.
Modi is on the Adam Carolla Show.
And Michael Yo as well. So here's what I was thinking about, and I've always thought this, and I'll see if you two agree. Thomas Sowell, who's a very interesting thinker. I don't know if you guys know the name. He's black, but he's a conservative, so he doesn't get a lot of ink. You know? They love blacks, but they do not like the conservative blacks, and he's very conservative. But he's just a very thoughtful guy, writes tons of books. Thomas Sowell's probably, Dawson, was he 92 or something now? He's been published millions of books, lots of statistics, but he's just kind of a truth teller. And
he's 93.
93. Did an interview, resurfaced of him from several years ago, and they said to him, "What do the Jews have to do to not be hated?" And he said, "Fail."
Wow.
And I've always thought, yeah, that's the problem. The problem is they succeed, and then people around them want to tear it down.
But he's wrong. He's wrong. We failed. We failed.
Well, you're
on that day that they attacked.
Well, yeah,
which
but
is October. What was it?
The interviews from the 90s.
So now what's amazing is you have all these interviews resurfacing on the internet. Golda Meir, Menachem Begin. You have Hillary Clinton, who was just kept saying, I've been in rooms where they offered the Muslims, the Palestinians, Arafat, everything they wanted. And they just said no. They just said no because they're getting much more money and much more stuff from Iran. You know, the people in charge are getting all this money from Iran. Lots of money. For them, it's crazy money to make this problem in the West Bank and in Gaza, and so we failed. We did fail. The day across the border.
Well, he doesn't mean from a security standpoint. He means as a culture.
As a culture, no, we're never going to fail.
Right.
That's not even a problem. But that day we failed. The border should have been a lot more secure. We should have had more intelligence. They caught us with our pants down.
No, I get it, but just so we're clear, he meant culturally fail and you'd be left alone.
Yeah, but that's maybe that's
He's
just
not
in
rooting
America.
for it.
America, we love to build people up and then tear them down.
Yeah.
And there's never been a tear down part because they're always up. You know, they haven't done anything to fail. And I'm just going by what he's saying. So I totally understand that. Like, we hate to see people stay successful in America for some reason.
Well,
and I don't know why.
Well,
I don't know why.
If you're successful, then you don't really hate it. But if you're not successful, then you
That's what
then you
all
do
the other
hate it.
people hate,
And
yeah.
and I basically said, it was in one of the books I wrote, but I said, like, when I was growing up, if I was out walking with my dad in the neighborhood and Mr. Jenkins and a big Mercedes drove by, then my dad would have said to me when I was a kid, that's Mr. Jenkins. He's got a big Mercedes. He has a big house. You work hard. You study. And one day you'll have that Mercedes and that big house. And now we find a rock to throw at the car. That's the difference in how we used to view it versus now. And I was in, I don't know, now Dawson's got to look in the book.
Do you think that 90s thing he said still holds up today? Is that what you're saying? Or do you not?
Yes, I'm saying, I believe they are thriving and their neighbors are failing, and that's always going to create a target.
Israel, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen,
if they just failed, if they just turned to shit, I'm not talking about a security breach. I'm just talking about all the stuff that they've accomplished. If it all just sort of went away and they started living like their neighbors, then they might be left alone. I don't know.
What's interesting is that Israel was almost in that path. It was when this before the war began, and the reason there was that lack of security is because the Israeli government was going under some insanity. The religious people found a way to try to take over the judicial system, and the long story short, they wanted to give the government more power than the judicial. Unlike in America, where we have checks and balances, in Israel, when there was no constitution, there was when we became a land, there's just more independence, not like with a constitution to it. So they were trying to change all that and create and really corrupt. Netanyahu and his government was super corrupt, and they were trying to get all of this money, and the focus was lost on what the real importance is the security of the Jews in Israel, and that's where there was a little bit of failure. Not to the point where, where the country failed, but, you see nonstop on the internet now, they show you the Nobel Prize thing. You see that? Like, how many Jews have Nobel Prizes and made, wrote books and cures for diseases? And the number is like insane. And then there's one guy that got a Nobel Peace Prize, and it was just Arafat, and even he fucked it all up. When he died, they saw all the money that was given was in his bank accounts, billions in his account, and it was just so corrupt. But they gave it to him because that animal had he swingled his way into making some kind of a peace negotiation, which didn't last because they just want to fight and murder.
Well, on a safety note that has something to do with this, I just want to put it out there. I've been seeing a lot of videos of like people getting run over because they're surrounding, the angry mob is surrounding the car.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to the surrounding mob, the person in the car has figured out what to do. In the past, like 3 years ago, when they're doing all the Black Lives Matter and they're surrounding cars, people just sat in the car and they went, what's going on? Well, what happened is they got all their windows broken, they got torn out of the car, and they got fucked up or something. People aren't waiting now. So I'm just saying, if you're some college student, you got your Palestinian march, and you're fucking some old man comes down the street and you start getting around the car, do not stand in front of the car because you're going to get your ass run over now. People... I think at first cops sat in their car. Everyone just sat in their car and went, I don't know what's going on. Now it's like you sit here for 10 seconds, you're going to be out of this car. And people go, fuck it. I got 4,000 pounds in an accelerator.
Yeah.
I got one pissed off, confused college student in front of me. And guess who's winning?
Right.
Don't stand in front of that. And then everyone's like, he ran him over. And I'm like, yeah, because he's sitting in his car. I mean,
in danger.
Yeah, if my kids were in my car and I was there, and I'd just go.
Yeah.
That's kind of on the people who surround the car. But I'm saying to all the people that are out rallying, New World Order, people ain't sitting in the car waiting anymore. They're
Be very
driving.
careful of these rallies. You know, so when this war began, I landed Saturday in Paris, and I had 4 sold out shows that were like, are we going to cancel them? I mean, Israel's at war. My audience is mostly Jewish. What do? The theater said we're happy to continue. People flew in from all over for the shows, so we did them. Thursday, the last show was the police had asked us to cancel because because catty corner from us was the Square of the Republic, where there was a big Palestinian demonstration happening that was not approved. And the police in France made a wall around this square, a human wall.
Wow.
And tear gassed them. So you are not, if we tell you you're not protesting, you're not protesting. And the cops in Paris, you've never seen anything like this. Machine guns strapped to the thing here. Good looking, hot guys, arms, like it's almost like a porn video.
Hot guys, Michael, good news. Oh, no, wait, you're the straight one. Shit. Yeah.
He's not straight. He's nervous. He's just nervous.
So nervous.
He's just
so nervous right now.
Ever think about dudes, Michael? Just
Never.
checking.
Never. Not me. No. But I'm cool with them.
I don't think men have the kind of flexibility that women have.
No.
Women can be with. First off, women can just go, that's a beautiful woman. Of course, I'd like to be with.
Well, no,
her.
I can do that. I can tell if a guy's a good Ryan Gosling, beautiful guy.
Do you want? But do you want to blow him?
Fuck no.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
women will go.
Oh no, I know. Women can try it out. This is the thing. Women can try it out and they're not gay, right? We don't put a label on them. But if a man does it, we put a label on them. You can't come back if you're a man. I guess that's what they say.
Yeah. I think we have slightly, for women who don't like the double standard, that's a double standard that works in their direction, right?
In their favor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You guys can les off all you want, or whatever we call it.
And let me tell you something.
In summer camp, and we don't judge.
And I think a woman would react. I think a woman would react if you winded up dating one after you had an experience with a man. They would judge you harder than a man would judge a woman. So
100%.
Yeah. So they wouldn't want you.
I think most women. All right, so if a woman had experiences with women sexually before you come around, that's not only accepted, it's often discussed in great detail.
Yes.
It can be a good thing. Women, if you explain the other direction, you said, I was with dudes before I was with you, not so much.
Right.
They don't go for that. And I don't, but I don't, here's a question. Do we fully trust bi guys?
Yeah. What do you mean trust?
Like with our wallets? No. I mean, I just go, like Elton John was bi for a while, but I'm like, you're gonna be gay. This is what you're going here.
All right. The chance.
Is there how many guys are truly bi?
So I am bi.
You are.
I'm bi.
Where's my wallet?
I've dated girls, women. I chose to marry my husband because we connected and it was unbelievable. My husband calls me a highly functioning bisexual. And I've been with women. I've been with a man. I fell in love with Leo, and we got married. But it's to say bi. But you have to eventually choose. You have to choose, this is it. And so,
if you get married, you have to choose.
He's like, okay, I'm married, but you have to understand something in the gay world and in the straight world. There's big differences. You guys in the straight world you can't tell your wife at a party, this girl's hot as hell. Look, come, tell her to come over, and you touch her a little bit, and this and that, and make out with her in front of your wife, and let her go.
No,
your wife would not be
frowned upon.
My wife would kill me.
In the gay world, that's okay. When we go dancing and we're out and we're having a great time, we went to some DJ and it's amazing and everybody's just happy. What's Dum doing over there? It's okay.
So you're okay with your man like dancing on somebody, making out a little bit?
We're at a rave.
At a rave?
We're at a rave. We're at a gay party. We're having a blast. It's completely okay.
Okay.
Completely.
In the gay world, it is completely okay. Listen, when Leo and I began, when we for the first 3 years, we never did anything with anybody. But then he's my husband. This person, somebody we're having fun with, and that's it. It's not in the straight world. It's different.
So if Michael got up and went and made out with your husband right now on the other side of that glass, it wouldn't bother you.
But we're not at a rave, Adam.
No,
I can dim the lights.
Let's take that. So let's say Michael goes in the bathroom and my husband's there, and Michael decides, oh, this is a hot guy. And goes, hey, and they're just a little bit, not like they didn't go home. And get in bed and have nights and exchange numbers and we coined this expression, catch and release. You're at a dance, you have some fun, hey, and then you're not gonna like let's go back to our house and it was fun, nice to touch and have fun with you and very consensual and goodbye, and goodbye.
I wonder if
could you with your wife be at a dance?
No.
Amazing.
No.
No. Okay, so there you go. That's why
I don't want anybody.
Straight couples suffer. That's why it's miserable for you guys.
Straight man's lament, we call it. Lament. Yeah, we wish we could do more of that, or it was more accepted. And so, how long were you bi for before?
I'm still.
You're still bi before you got married.
What?
Uh-oh.
What's he saying? What's the? Put him on the mic. Put Leo on the mic. I can't hear what he said.
Are you going to tell him about that time we brought a girl home?
We're not talking about that time.
Oh, yes. You brought a girl home. Okay, well, tell us about that.
Okay. We were out one night.
How long ago is this?
This is, I want to say a year before COVID.
It should be mentioned that you're both very attractive.
Thank you.
And have none of the trappings of gay.
No,
you just whatever
trappings of gay. I didn't just hear what you said. I was just like, yeah, but when you said
trappings of gay, where do you come up? Don't be so naive.
It's great being here with Archie Bunker at the Adam Carolla show.
You would have
sitting in for Adam Carolla is Archie Bunker today.
None. Listen,
Meathead and Gloria are here with you as well.
Trappings of Gay. Be a good indie band name.
We're at a club one night. There's an amazing DJ.
I'm setting the table. I'm saying you're both very good looking, and I don't know if a woman approached you if she would know the context until you told her.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
But we went to a rave one night. It was we call it half and half. It's half the place was gay, half was straight. You can tell because half the room has no shirts, and the other half are wearing shirts.
Trappings of gay.
trappings of gay.
They used to have a club in Houston just like that. I used to go in high school. It's called Hedonism. It's called a Club Riches in Houston, Texas. It was massive. It was massive. So many beautiful people in one place.
Wow.
So we're there. We're dancing. And me and Leo having the time of our life. The music was amazing. We were just holding each other, just shirtless, sweating, just having a great time.
Were you rolling on something?
We were having fun. We were good. We were in a nice place. We were in a very nice place.
I just think in general, gays are having a better time. I think
you sound like a cop interrogator.
Yes.
A little X,
Yes.
a little X right there.
Step out of the studio for me, sir.
And then this insanely hot woman. I cannot even tell you how hot. She was so hot. Let me explain to you what she was wearing. She was wearing a cut-off T-shirt where you can see the bottom of her breasts.
Oh, no.
But it never popped up where you could see the nipples. And every straight guy in the room had his eye on her.
Yeah.
Hoping maybe a little bit and trying to come over and be like, hey, I'm a good dancer too. You want to dance with me? And she was like, no. She caught us. And she's like, these two guys are having the best time enjoying this music. And we just started dancing with her. And I can't believe Leo wants me to tell the story. And we were going to leave. The spirits we were on were wearing off. And it's time to go home. Leo's very good at like, this is when we leave. Before the DJ starts playing get out music. You know,
right.
You know. And we said to her, we're going home. You're welcome to come with us. And she goes, okay. She gets in the car. We discuss, and she's a sexual person. She loves sex, and she goes to sex parties that are the men are vetted. You know, they're not creeps. And we went home with her, and it was Leo's first time with a woman. And like he was, what do we do? So I'm like, first of all, I'm in shock that this is in the apartment and so hot, and she's about to take her pants off, and I said, wait, Leo, come here. I knew the underwear was going to be gorgeous. Panties and I was like, wow,
yeah,
it's going to be, this is a part of it. This is a part of it. And he's watching. He's like, okay. We get in the bed, and then
let me just ask protocol here for a second.
Yeah.
Is there a quick rinse shower? You guys have been tearing up the dance floor for 4 hours. I'm saying I'll work up a lust.
I want to tell you, that's such a great question.
That's why I'm here.
I like it. We're dancing with it's nice.
I like the must.
It's nice. Leo's
That's
very
hardcore.
very clean right into the shower stuff. I'm anyway. And we get in bed with her, and then I'm like, Leo, go. And I went and had a little meal, and he never did that
Before.
Never. So now,
But tonight's different.
Why is tonight different?
Well,
from
I
all
mean,
the nights?
that's
Leo
the
gets in
prayer.
between her legs. Leo gets in between her legs, and he's just like, well, I go ahead, go in there and do. And he goes, wow, that's really sweet. It tasted like pinkberry. Remember pinkberry?
Yeah, I do.
That's what it tastes. I can't explain to you how high end
It was high end.
Does
this chick have a sister?
She's so unbelievable. And then I go deeper, and he comes out and goes, wow, that's warm. And that was his first time eating
Performing oral on a young
yes,
lady.
I don't know the right way to say it
say
anymore.
whatever you want.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah,
that was
meal.
the first one, and we're in touch with her. She got married. She's having a great time. She's such a wonderful person. It was an amazing energy of that night. So in the gay world, you can do that.
Well, now she's got a dude she could bring around too. You know.
I don't think he would want to do a 4-way with us.
You know,
I don't know. I don't know.
You
I
never
don't
know.
wanna speak
That's
for
why
him.
I have to ask.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, in the gay world, in the gay couples, there's a little more openness for situations of
Because
that
it's
sort.
so non-traditional too, and that's why, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, there's no rules to it,
And it's dudes.
You
and
make the rules as you go.
guys. It's guys. And you from the man show. This is your thing, no?
I know. I mean, which part of it?
I don't know.
The teen
Just
part or the gay part?
The eating part.
The eating.
Pinkberry.
Pink Bear. It was. I can't explain to you. Of a 10, imagine a 11. It was so stunning.
You're still smacking
And then it
your
was
lips.
sex all night?
We went at it all night, and we had a great time. And it was Leo's first time, and it was just watching it unfold, and it was so much
Now,
fun.
did Leo like it afterwards? Loved it. Okay.
Not that he's going to go chasing women now,
Yeah.
but he's just like, that was an amazing experience he had with his, but back then his boyfriend, now husband. It was an experience we had. It was amazing. It was amazing. And and it just happened naturally. She came over to us, and yeah.
It wasn't like you were searching for her.
No,
it was
not
organic.
at all.
It was organic. It was
we
organic.
went to dance.
It was meant
we went
to be.
to dance. Absolutely.
It was organic, like Pinkberry. It's
Mitzvah.
organic.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to tell one funny story about the Man Show. Doug Stanhope went on as one of the hosts, right? Mm-hmm. So I was working with him at, we were working together with Stuttering John from the Howard Stern Show used to put these shows together where he would host and bring on different comics. And we did really well. And if Howard gave him a plug, we sold 2-3 more shows that weekend.
All right.
And this is the weekend I was working with Doug Stanhope. And this is when he just found out he's going to be on The Man Show.
So we did 4 seasons of The Man Show that we created, The Man Show, Jimmy and I.
Yeah.
And then it was time. Well, we weren't going to do, I don't think we were going to do a 5th season anyway. We did 100 Man Show episodes, and we were like, we said all the shit we wanted to say because at the beginning.
By the way, today you can't say half of what you guys were saying back then.
No, I know.
Half of what it was.
Yeah, well, everyone says that. It's not. People started asking me, so I figured out this joke basically, where people go, "Do you think you could do the Man Show today?" And I just go, "I could do it," but I don't think Jimmy could do it. He has a real job, you know, and works for ABC.
Yeah.
He just Disney owns ABC. It wouldn't work. But but we did 100. But Jimmy was going off to ABC, and I was like, I'm going off with Jimmy to go do his new show.
Okay.
And then Comedy Central came to me and they said, just another season. And they said, do whatever you want. Do it alone. Go find somebody, do it with them. I was just like, no, and no. So I just left. And then they got Joe Rogan and Doug Stanhope to do it.
Anyway, so I'm backstage with Doug Stanhope. He just found out that, you understand, we're working this club in St. Louis. And we're staying at the Ramada Inn across the street from the Funny Bone.
Yep.
Yes.
I know it.
Yes.
Funny Bone.
And half the room was from a naval base or something that was around there. And I'm there, and Stuttering John goes up. And sometimes he had a great set, sometimes he didn't have it. I don't know what it was, and just trying to get the words out. Mm-hmm. Doug goes on, and this is before me. I was closing the show. Mm-hmm. Doug goes up with a Bible and starts to does this make sense? People go, no. Rips the pages out of the Bible.
Right.
And that was what was happening before. And now please help me welcome this Christ killer. Right. You know? And then I have to follow that. But I'll never forget, that was like the weekend he found out. For a comic to sit in a green room knowing you're about to do this, he knew his career was about to blow up. He's going to be a host on The Man Show. This is, what year is this? 2000 and whatever the hell.
3?
Yeah.
Probably something like that.
Yeah. I love Doug. I
love Doug too. He was just in here a couple of weeks back.
Was he?
Yeah. His movie's good.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
The Road Dog. I think it's called. All right. We should take a break. Maybe we'll do some Rotten Tomatoes. We'll figure this out. Play the game. And we'll do that right after this. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Ever feel like your brain is getting in its own way? Yeah. Thoughts running through your mind, especially with all that's going on in the world these days. I mean, what a time to be alive. So, therapy. It can help you figure out what's holding you back so you can work for yourself instead of work against yourself. I've always been a fan of therapy, and that's why I'm a fan of BetterHelp. So, if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, convenient, and flexible. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime with no additional charge. Take care of yourself with BetterHelp, right, Dawson?
Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Carolla today to get 10% off your first order. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Carolla. Michael Yo is on the Adam Carolla Show.
And Modi is here as well.
Ling Ling and Sing Sing. Oh my God! Do you remember that? Those
back in the day, yeah.
Where they were measuring their temperature up their ass and hoping these two pandas would mate.
Yep.
Do people even remember that?
I do.
It was so haunting. It was back when you had to watch the
TV.
news. Remember that? Every night. And did Ling Ling and Sing Sing make love today to have another panda?
Yeah.
That picture you got up right away.
Yes.
But Avi Horowitz, it took you 4 months back there to pick up. That's all we saw. And the news. Today in the news, the Jets and Ling Ling and Sing Sing. Their temperatures are correct right now
We
for
have
sexual.
all right, I know a lot about pandas.
Do you? They're so dumb.
Well, they may be passive aggressive. I don't know. So we have first off, we have no pandas. We had to give them back.
Okay.
China has the pandas.
That was recently. They gave them back. All back.
Yeah. So we're pandaless, right?
We are. Okay.
Yeah. And they're the only animal that doesn't want to fuck. And they're the only animal we want to fuck. So we want baby pandas, but they won't do it.
I personally can tell you right now, I don't care if we have or don't have pandas. For your joke, it's genius. The joke, I love a joke where the audience is going to laugh because of the cadence of the joke. Ling Ling and Sing Sing, they get it. But me being older, we get it on another level because we saw this horrible thing on TV every night. Will these dumb pandas mate? And I could care less I don't care about pandas if they're here or there in China or not. I don't care.
Wow, you're a panda hater.
Wow.
Not a hater. Not a hater. If we got 7,000...
You'd be stabbing a panda in the parking lot right now.
No, it's so not a thing that let's say we have to save the panda. We don't. China.
First off, they don't do anything.
Nothing.
But we like them because they're cute.
They're cute.
And the other thing is they sit like kids. They sit on their ass with their feet out in front of them, and we love that. They sit like a 4-year-old eating a Lunchable.
It's cute. It's cute.
It's cute. It's purely on aesthetic. That's who we are.
On.
That's my whole point.
That's it. I got you.
That's my kids.
But listen, we basically... We base all our attraction animals to a sort of pure physicality. Pandas hate us. They won't even have sex for us. There'll not be any cub pandas floating around. We had to invent something called panda porn, where they showed the pandas panda porn to try to get them to mate because they're that resolute about not mating.
And you know what's amazing? That was 7:00 news. That's when news came on like once or twice a day. And that was like the big story.
Yeah, that was
the big story.
How horrible was that? That was a little
The lead was,
the lead.
They're not, Ling Ling and Sing Sing are not fucking day 197.
Right.
We'll check back with you tomorrow.
And then it was like, back then when the news was only your only source of news, it'd be like Ling Ling, Sing Sing, din da da. And Chernobyl is, in case Chernobyl is also having trouble. It's a town right outside of the Ukraine, and the Mets are, believe it or not, they actually won a game today, and blah, 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 and whatever it was.
Well, now it's Taylor Swift and that football guy, and then it's whatever horrific story in the news. So
see,
no one watches the news anymore. It's
Michael,
not news
when you
anymore.
say, and that football guy.
Travis Kelce.
That sounds
right?
gay.
Travis Kelce.
No, Travis. By the way, so Leo, I don't know anything about sports. I don't know any teams. When I used to do the road with Nick DiPaolo and Jim Florentine and all those guys, and they would all be like, "Let's see if Modi knows." Like, and they would try like the Diamondback what? I had no idea.
Arizona, right?
Yeah,
DiPaolo played football in like college and stuff, and was very sporty.
But I know nothing about sports, so Leo had to give me the briefing so I stay current. And he told me what happened with Taylor Swift and the guy from the, what's his name?
Kansas City.
From the Chiefs. And then how she spun it, because she was known for being the most burning fuel with her jet.
Oh,
right?
She's not carbon neutral. But, this is a beautiful story because Leo taught you about sports, and you taught him about pussy.
Yes.
And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's gorgeous.
It's a wonderful metaphor for this country. You know?
Strong couple.
Yeah.
Strong couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a little. But Kelsey's a good-looking big dude.
Who's Kelsey? The one with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Okay, good-looking guy. Of course. Yeah.
Well,
she's Taylor Swift. She should be with a hot guy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Her last guy in between was a kind of grungy, weird kind of
all her
rocker dude. It was not big and strapping.
All her men are basically a male version of her. Let's be honest. In the past,
in the looks department.
In the size department, they were all the same size, all very frail, just like her. This is the first man.
Right.
She's actually dated.
Right.
Yeah, she's getting just blown out.
But who's on the top? If there was one guy that's a celebrity that we know of, could be an athlete, could be an actor, who you would love to be gay, who would that be?
An athlete or somebody who's an actor that I would want to be gay?
Well, we'll go for the threesome.
To be honest, I don't care if anybody's gay or not, but I just watched on the flight here a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he should be gay.
He should be gay.
He should be gay, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
That's a start.
I'm sure I'm not sure, but, maybe he is a little gay. I don't know. I don't know, but just because it's just fresh in my head, I watched it. Yeah, it'd be a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Definitely not. It wouldn't be.
The Hemsworth brothers got to be on somebody's list.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys are a bit of all right.
I promise that question has never been asked to anybody before. The name Adam Carolla never came up.
Yeah, no. But now, how about just to see where you're at? Listen, gays don't like me. There's no doubt.
They don't?
Oh, really?
They don't.
Never hit on.
Well, who's on your list if you had to go gay?
Yeah.
Who's first on your list?
I would like to be gay for the record.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just think it's a better life.
Yes.
I think so too.
Simpler. Yeah. It's just a better life.
Yeah.
Who's on that list, Adam? Number one.
Yeah, it's number one.
I'm looking at one and two. I'm looking at gold and silver right here on the same podium. Listen, we could have a hell of a life.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I say, we'd go on the road. I would open or middle or something. You guys come in and mop up. I'm just being the back counting money. Spot a hot chick in the audience, see if she wants to swing a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hanging out.
I could live in Malibu with you.
Oh, we would have.
I mean, on the beach.
We'd be driving 2-seaters around, not being judged.
2-seaters.
You'd be pitching jokes to me. I could punch. I'd do a little punch up on him a little, but it's a two-way street. I got some ideas
We'll
for you.
We'll recreate the man show. We'll do it again.
Yeah. It'd be awesome.
It'd be the man with a question mark show.
Man show?
Man show?
Yeah, Taylor is, I think this could be it for her.
Oh yeah,
she could. But I had, and speaking of that, go ahead.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, she has done something that no American has really been able to do. She has completely united gay men and straight men because we are all speaking the exact same sentence, granted with different inflections, but that sentence is, "I wish I was fucking Travis Kelce right now."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we're all in.
But he loves it. Travis loves it, man. He was on a reality dating show. You realize that, right? He had a reality dating show. He's loving all this attention.
Yeah, he's a kind of a ham, as we used to say.
Yeah.
Do they call people hams
in
Israel?
No. I have not heard that expression in so long. What a ham. Oh, my God. Do people say that?
Well, it got replaced with like starfucker or something like that. But ham is quaint.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Is that what it's supposed to mean? Ham? A starfucker?
Ham means you like the spotlight.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A ham is you could go somewhere to eat quietly, or you go to Craig's and where all the paparazzi is, and then pretend like you don't really want to see him there.
I learned the word ham. I'll tell you where I learned that word ham. I was taking an acting class. Because all comics, when they start doing comedy, their agent says, take an acting class in case that's where. And I'm doing this class, and it's like me and like 6 other people were doing a scene, and I'm stage front center, and the acting teacher goes, "Cut, okay, everybody stop, nobody move. Modi, where are you?" I go, "I'm stage front center." I knew the names of the parts of the stage now.
Right.
I was at that point of the class. He goes, "Where's everybody else?" I go, "In the back somewhere."
Right.
And and he goes, "You're hamming it up." So that I go, "I promise you, I'm not hamming. I've never had ham before. But what does this mean?" And then he told me what ham means. That's why I learned the word ham.
You ever take an acting class, Michael Yo?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? I had the same thing. I was told by the groundlings to take an acting class.
Yeah.
They actually said, you got through beginners or whatever, we'll put you in intermediate, but first you got to go take an acting class. So I just took an acting class.
Were you good?
No, I mean, I'm okay now. Back then, I was so overcome with nerves and where to look and where to face, and I'd never been on stage. I had remembering the lines and all. I was fucking mess.
But I think
horrible.
some people don't need acting class. Like I only take acting classes when I got to audition. I don't really mess with it besides that. Because we're working on our craft on stage all the time.
Yeah, but it's a different. I took Bob Krakauer, who was the head of CBS casting for a hot minute, and he taught these classes, and he loved comedians, which was a really great thing for us. Me, Jim Norton, and Rich Voss were in this class. The rest of the class were kids from Juilliard. And Yale School of Drama, and me, Rich Voss, and Jim Norton are sitting there. And they're like, "Do your monologue." And these kids had a comedy monologue, a drama monologue, a Shakespeare monologue, all prepared. Mm-hmm. And they go to, so Rich, to Rich Voss. You know who Rich Voss is?
Oh, yeah, I know Rich very well.
Rich gets up and goes, "It's great to be here tonight," and just does his act.
I love it.
It was so funny. It was so.
Speaking of alternative lifestyles, isn't Jim Norton married to someone who's a little alternative? Do we know that story?
They've been posting a lot about it lately.
I saw that.
Wait, who's that?
Who's he married to?
Yeah.
Nikki.
I think somebody transitioned.
I don't know how to say it. And see if Leo's back there somewhere. He knows how to say this. That we all say this. Right, that's it. There you go. Yes. Nikki.
She's a woman?
She is
now.
She is a woman.
Okay.
I don't know if she started as a woman. I don't know. I was a little unclear.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if he wanted to get into it, but now he's posting.
And it's hysterical, and it's so funny, and she's hysterical, and I love her, and I love him, and they're great.
But do you know her?
Yeah.
You met her? Oh, okay, great.
So did Nikki start off life as a fella?
Yes.
Jim's kind of a ham.
Those of you, I'm watching my husband to get.
And your husband's like, no.
Yes, no, I have to make sure you say it properly.
Yes.
I don't. Yes, but yes.
Yeah, it was. All right. So and then transition.
It's such a cute picture you have of them, but it's in their videos of them. That you see the differences in there. Like she's this young, robusty thing, and Jim's like finished. Anyway,
yeah, that's that's the plan.
That's the plan. It's not you're giving. Could you be with somebody who blah 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 blah? No, I could be with Nikki. I could be with Stacy. I could be with Michael.
Exactly.
It's the person.
Well, no, because Michael couldn't be with you. He could be with his wife. I mean, he couldn't be with a fella or dude. I mean, as much as you like him. Listen, every guy I know I like more than any woman I've ever met. Let's be honest. And I include my mom as at the top of that fucking list. Believe you me.
Oh my God.
Well, let's come on. Let's be honest here,
goodness.
fellas. Let's be honest. Well, look, I know some pretty spectacular dudes. I'm going to be honest about it. But yeah, I'm saying. But now here's the question.
Okay.
So, a man who transitioned into a woman, flawless, amazing. Looked like the chick that Modi teamed with his boyfriend back then. Teamed.
What horrible.
Let's call it what it was.
No, we
they made sweet love.
We had an evening with.
Yeah, at the same time.
Team sounds like you come from the back and I'm gonna, which is not far from what happened. But
that's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't. Team makes it sound like we had a plan and we were gonna get her. No, it was very natural. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The more you explain it,
one came from the back,
the more we teamed her. Yes, the more now I understand we teamed her. Okay,
all right. I'm just saying. Now that's who you get to be with, but that started off as a male, and then there's a woman who's not very attractive. We still sticking with the not very attractive woman. And then,
me?
This is for you. This
I don't. I mean, my wife is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, she's out of the picture for now.
Yeah,
I've removed her from.
So
this
you're saying
equation.
a very hot man that transitioned to a woman or an ugly woman? Is that the two choices?
Well, you know what I'm interested in. Here's what I'm interested in. And we'll have to do a staff poll here.
Okay.
And here's what it is. The person that transitioned and is now a woman is a 10. We'll just lock her off as a 10.
Okay.
Right? And if you said to any straight dude, well, would you rather be with her or be with a 9 who is a biological woman or born a woman? Then you would go, I'll be with the 9. And then if you said, what about the 8? They'd stay with the 8. But as we started to move down toward the Mason-Dixon line, which is 5, and then start getting in under 5, a lot of guys might jump ship. They might change their mind.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Okay.
Would you?
I think if it look, you go between a 10 and a 1, like someone's got a humpback or something. I think I would start to make that move. But I'm trying to think of when I get off the ship.
Yeah, what do you do? 3? 2?
You can choose to be alone too. You don't have to be with somebody.
I'm not beating off again. If that's what you're saying.
I love this. This is so out there.
So out there.
Your polls, man.
Those of you tuning in only now, we began with the Palestinian issue and trying to solve the problems in the Middle East, and now we are trying to figure out.
I think
at what point Adam Carolla will be with a penis.
I think as you get there's no penis.
So that's another part of the whole equation that I didn't want to continue this conversation.
There may be a penis.
There may be a penis.
Oh,
so I don't know.
This scenario, no penis.
Okay, so then she fully had the transition, fully gender modification,
fully done. Okay. I hope Michael understood that.
Yeah.
No, I understand now.
Oh, you understand now?
I don't. Yeah. Well, we're going through. This is all made up right now. So I'm listening.
You're right.
Yes,
I should be clear.
I didn't know. I didn't have
transition and is a 10.
Is a 10.
Yeah. If you got the cock and balls, you're hard to get to 10. That's what I'm saying. It's.
May I since we are taking Michael into this.
Yeah. Thank you. What?
So a 10. A transitioned 10, and now what you call the Mason-Dixon line,
it's
the
about 5,
but the 5 can get you a TV show.
Oh,
because that's number one thing on his head right now. You can look. You can look.
You can be a 1 with a TV show.
I'll go to Glendale whenever I have to get my name out there. I want a TV show, Glendale. I'm going to pass a Jewish cemetery on the way, just to whatever it takes. I think we can go way south of the Mason-Dixon line, and if he had a TV show.
I mean, look. The scale really depends on your.
What's your
wife's
name?
Dating.
What's your wife's name?
Oh, I don't want to put her name in this podcast.
Let's just say Samantha, right?
Yeah.
If there was a 4 or 3 that can get you that TV show, and Samantha's like, Michael, you go, shh. I'm going with her.
Never show.
Huh?
Come on, Michael.
Come on, the Michael Yo
you're
show.
not putting me in this, this
Yes.
fantasy poll over
Yes,
here.
come on, you can see it. You can see the ta-na-na-na-na-na. I'm half Asian. I'm
man.
half black. I'm ta-ta. On CBS at 8:30 at night, the Michael Yo, da-da-da. Yeah, you would go with that 4 in a minute.
And your wife would understand because all the money you're bringing home. This is for the kids. We're paying for college. We're getting braces. You didn't think we could afford orthodonture. But now I've got cash.
No.
Yeah, she would sign off. She would push you out the door.
Full of shit.
I would rather be poor, Adam.
No, you
rather
wouldn't.
be
You
poor.
would just do it with that 3
No,
with the
I wouldn't.
hunchback. You said
Oh my
hunchback.
God.
Hump or hunch.
Either.
Hump or hunch.
If it ends with back.
Oh my God.
Nope.
All right. Modi.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, this is the craziest podcast I've been
I
on.
know.
With you, the way you are today. I love
Modi
it.
put me in a mood.
I know. You put him in a mood.
Good or bad?
Good.
Great.
I'm on a Celsius. I finished a full Celsius, so that's why I woke up
beaked
at
up.
the end of it. I'm pie.
Well, Modi, I know you have an out or a hardish out, but I don't know how hard that out is. I'm trying to figure out.
We're good for a minute. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just couldn't. I wanted to be respectful.
No, I think I had the
Appreciate
out.
that.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I had the out.
Wait, you had the out?
I had the
Oh.
out.
What's your out?
How did that work?
Well, 2:00, I had the out.
Oh, you had an out.
I had the out.
Oh,
Because I was
sorry.
supposed to do my other radio show.
Oh, sorry. I fucked that up. I don't know.
Is
Somebody
it?
fucked something
Well,
up.
what-
All right. You can.
I can hang 10 more minutes if you want.
Yeah.
All right. 10 more
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So, once you get below the 5.
No, it's
No.
cut.
I think just like I've had to ask my husband in the booth, you should ask your wife at what point could you be okay? If you
Never. She would say never.
Oh, shut up.
No, she would say
Are
never.
you out of your mind? If you had a
She's
TV
from
show,
Montana?
Huh?
She's from
Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Yeah.
Oh, either one. You could get shot.
Oh, I know.
They shoot people there.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know. You know what's crazy? I don't even go to people's doors anymore. Like, you know, because I'm shooting this doc and we're trading drives and stuff. And I know he lives there, but I don't walk up to people's doors anymore because I don't want to accidentally walk up to the wrong door. Because people get shot, man. Like food delivery people are getting shot because they think it's so. You come out, hand me it in my car. If I ever stop by your house, I will not walk up to the door. I'm
Wait,
done with that.
you're delivering food?
No,
That's
I'm
why
saying,
you need that TV show. That's
No.
why your wife would sign off on this.
No, what
You're
I
working
do
for Uber Eats.
What I do is if I go to a friend's house, they'll like a new friend, they'll be like, "Hey, drop off a drive." You know, like a drive with footage on it. So I'll drop it. So I'll drop it off, but I won't go to the door. I don't go to people's doors anymore. They have to come out and come to my car to get the
really?
drive. Yeah, it's just too dangerous now.
Really?
Dude,
Wow.
I'm 6'3",
Yeah.
220, and if I
Yeah.
walk up to the wrong door,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
People
that's not
see
a good
this
situation.
Big gay guy coming up the driveway. I mean,
Yeah.
at least that's what they're thinking. Yeah, they're freaked out, dude.
He's
You're
like
right.
he's like barely black and Asian, and I don't know. Yeah, he's scared. It's yeah. I don't think you do, but I'm not one to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people. Every time I walk up to a door, they're like, "Oh my god, we have to pay rent again."
There you go.
Well, you're both imposing guys.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
But he's, the color of skin makes a big difference
Oh,
walking
yeah.
up to a
Yes,
door.
yes,
No,
yes,
half
yes.
black, half Asian.
They don't know what to expect.
You got to punch yourself, bro.
I'm Trump's worst nightmare.
Many's the day when I was working the comedy clubs in New York City, where Godfrey or Artie would ask me to go hail a cab for them.
Oh, really?
Many is the day. Many.
Yeah, Godfrey's pretty big, imposing dude too. Funny as shit.
Oh
Funny
my
as hell.
God. I've
Love
never
that
seen
guy.
a
One of the
guy
funniest guys.
just so, every show is different. Like literally every
He
show.
goes on tangents and he's
Smart as shit.
Smart as shit, yeah. I just did his podcast. He's just a friend. I've been doing comedy. I've known him 30 years.
Gets every reference.
Yes.
Knows every 70s TV show
Yep.
theme song.
Everything.
Crazy.
And sports. He knows this one's 3-2 and 5-8 and 6-2 and he's in the Bucks and the Hawks and the Schmucks and the Pucks and all of these. He knows everything. Where does he have time? Here's a funny story for you.
Yes.
So we're in the Comedy Cellar, but back in the day, the show began at 9 and ended at 1. And we hosted. It was me. Either I hosted, Godfrey hosted, Artie hosted, and Artie and Godfrey would always, get girls, and they had like one girl at the bar and one girl downstairs and one girl in the show, and one night we had
Artie Lang,
Artie Fuqua.
Oh, not Artie Lang.
Artie Fuqua is a comedian.
We'll be clear.
Yes, Artie Fuqua. And long story short, there were these two girls at the club, and they were from like Cincinnati or Ohio or some in the middle of America, and the girls don't split up. It's like, hey, I'm going with this guy, take care.
Right.
Girls don't split up. So I had to be the wingman, the guy. So me and Godfrey took these two girls back to his place, and it was just like we were in.
Does it taste like pink berry?
I don't know, because she pulled some shit where we're like, here we are, we understand what's happening. We're in Godfrey's house. Godfrey had this townhouse thing in some part of Harlem where I don't think I was insured to go to.
Right.
Some part of was really cute, 138 and whatever street, whatever. Right. And we're in there. This is, you're talking about 3 a.m. He's making out with the girl. He's making out. He's in the room with her, and I'm on the couch with the friend making the moves, and she's like, what are we doing? I'm like, what are we doing? Are you out of your mind?
It's 3 a.m. It's 2 comedians.
You came back here. What are we doing? And I said, oh, I don't need this. And I leave, and I get up to go. And so the girl starts to yell to her friend, Stacy, whatever her name is. And then it comes out, and Godfrey comes out, and we're standing there at the doorway. I'm leaving, hoping to get a cab.
Right.
This is 100 and God knows what street. And and then Garvey's there with the girl, and I go in front of all, I go, this is why I suck dick. This now you understand.
Yeah.
The adventure, this would never happen if it was 2 guys.
And Godfrey said, this is why I get my dick sucked. So let's get busy. Because I need a dick sucking. And if you're gonna cock block, crackback cock block, I come here to get my dick sucked.
Oh, God.
I feel like you owed him.
I went. I helped.
You helped, but then you cock blocked.
No.
That was a clear cock block.
She was, what am I going to do there?
You got to blow Godfrey now.
No, but
you have to, because you interrupted his flow.
What?
Now they're both leaving.
No. I don't know if they both left, but what, I was definitely leaving. I'm not sitting on a couch talking to this girl from Yahupitz to ask her, whatever.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to do that with us.
No,
we wouldn't. We probably would have never left the club. Just green room sex. That's what I'm saying.
This is a comedy club. This is like a comedy club in the city. There's no green room back there. There's the comics table.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this wasn't
there's
that.
Usually a place in most comic clubs.
And it's an effort for a comic to get the girl going. A musician just comes off stage and bam, she's like, you, come here, we're going.
Right.
A comic still has to be on with the girl afterwards. It's so difficult.
So did Godfrey get laid?
I think he managed to tell the girl to sit there while they went, whatever. Yeah.
Watch TV.
Yeah. Occupied.
Well, maybe he could hum the theme song from Love Boat or the Jeffersons or something and entertain her along the way. All right, so Michael Yo has to do a show.
Yes.
I like the way that sounded. So I'm going to give, I'll give you plugs at the end of the show.
Okay.
Modi,
so I'm out.
No, you don't have the heart out then. You can hang in for another segment?
Yeah. Another quick segment, yeah.
All right, well, we'll come back. We'll do the news right after this. Well, good news. It's O Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get the most out of your membership. Shop, earn points, and get rewards sent right to your phone or email. If you're not an O Rewards member yet, sign up. It's quick and it's easy. You can do it online or in the store if you like. Just ask one of their professional parts people about joining O Rewards next time you visit, and you can start earning points on your first purchase. Sign up for both email and text and get even more out of your membership. And right now, members receive 2 times, 3 times, up to 8 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Those bonus points can help you get to your next reward even faster. You receive a $5 reward for every 150 O Rewards points, and you can use your reward on your next in-store or online purchase. So don't miss O Rewards Member Appreciation Month now. It's your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store and O'ReillyAuto.com. All right, Modi's hanging out. We're going to do one last segment. We'll do the news. Chris,
Yeah,
has
Modi
that lined
said
up.
that he stays away from the news.
Probably best.
Yeah.
You choose. I see it. I see the news as a TV series, and you choose what episodes you want to go into. So we don't watch CNN and Fox and that. I don't want that in the walls. Mm-hmm. And if we do watch something, I stage the house because that's just horrible stuff happening in the house. I get the headlines. Don't get me wrong. I'm not completely oblivious to what's happening, but you don't need it like injected into you. And then there's seasons that of the world that the insurrection.
Yeah.
I chose to watch all of that.
Oh,
that was very interesting. Back
January
in
6th.
January 6th. That was like something I was watching, and I said, "Oh, this is interesting. Let's watch this." Then it got old, and we finished and turned the TV off again. And then, but I can't be bombarded with news all the time.
Well, get ready to be bombarded.
Go ahead.
with news.
But I'm in for a bombardment. I hope I know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
All right, so two pandas. No, so there's this off-duty pilot who was on an Alaska Airlines flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going from Everett, Washington to San Francisco. He was sitting in the jump seat because I guess pilots, when you go on a flight, you can just you get that seat, even if you're not the actual pilot flying that plane. And so he goes into the cockpit. He engages in casual conversation with the pilots, and then attempts to grab two handles that would have shut down the plane's engine. And it results in a physical struggle. They have to subdue the guy and zip tie him, take him to the back. So he allegedly tried to pull the engine fire suppression controls, which would have turned off the engines at cruising altitude. He now faces one count of interfering with flight crew members and being held in Oregon jail on 167 charges, including 83 counts of attempted murder. He's awaiting arraignment Tuesday afternoon.
And Spirit Airline has offered him a job, though.
That's right. That's right. And if the tickets were cheap enough, they would sell out that flight.
For sure.
You know what I want to do when he goes to prison? I want him just to sit next to someone out by the handball court and just go, "What are you in for?" And the guy'd go, "Arson." And he'd go, "Guess why I'm in here? I'll give you 100,000."
never guess.
Vehicular manslaughter. Nope. And they would just sit there and go, "I'll meet you out here tomorrow at the same time." Yeah. And you can just keep guessing because you're never going to get to the part where I tried to kill everyone in a commercial flight.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a nut job.
Yeah, so he goes up to the pilots and he just says, "I am not okay," and then reaches for the handles.
God.
Wow. It was like a suicide.
Yeah, and then I guess, they make him sit in the back, and when he's in the back, he's trying to open the back door, the engine door. He knows all the spots.
Oh, wow. Yes. A couple things.
Yes.
First off, there was a story where a pilot did this with a commercial flight, and then it's kind of quiet. I think he may have been Muslim, and he said like Allah Akbar or whatever, and he pushed that plane down. Wow. And you can look for it, Dawson. It's probably 10 years old. And it was kind of like, it wasn't a good theme with the news, They didn't really like it. But they had cockpit recordings of the guy.
Right.
And this isn't the first time, like a pilot has taken down a plane. So now this is great. So we got to worry about the fucking drunk chicks fighting in the back of the plane, and now we have to do the ones with the screw loose in the front of the plane.
Yeah.
Now where am I supposed to be on this airplane? People fighting in the back, people trying to kill me in the front.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's in the jump seat, and even one passenger was quoted saying, "I made eye contact with him. It was like one of those soul-chilling, dead in the eyes, just calm, and just kind of like he was taking in everyone around him."
But accomplished enough to be a commercial airline pilot, which takes a lot. So
oh my gosh.
Something happened along the way. The mental illness crept in.
Yeah.
Look, everybody,
snaps.
I don't want you to kill yourself, but if you're going to kill yourself, do not take out a bunch of school kids and then kill yourself, or commercial flight and then kill it. Just do it. Do it quietly. Do it yourself.
Just go ahead
privately
and
in your own home.
Yes.
You are suffering. I'm in the back. I'm going to San Francisco, or leaving San Francisco and going to
San Francisco.
I want to go to Ghirardelli chocolate and go see the Golden Gate Bridge and eat crab. Like, I'm enjoying myself. So you're not. I respect that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, come with me to San Francisco and jump off the fucking bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hand.
So what you're saying is life is not for everyone.
Right.
But if it's not for you, don't bring us down with you. Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Do not come up and shoot up your former workplace and then kill yourself. Just kill yourself.
What's genius is that he's in there. He's in the cockpit. Do you understand now to get into a cockpit after 9/11 what you have to go through? Because I don't know if you fly commercial, but when you fly and the pilot needs to go to the bathroom, they block it with the
serving cart.
That is the technology now of saving us from dying.
It's a science.
It's a science.
Listen, the blocking of the serving cart is right up there with the hanging of the piece of lucite with COVID. Like, there's 6 inches of airspace underneath this piece of plastic, Mr. Bank Teller. It's like, we're stopping the disease.
Right.
Like,
it's so ridiculous.
With really a trash can lid?
No,
that's how you're stopping this viral disease?
We got that from the military, right?
Yes, we have a cart. We push the cart. But the cart is sort of like the tennis balls on the walker. Like, can someone design a actual skidless walker, or do we have to put tennis balls on?
Or just put some kind of a door there? But obviously, it's not that important. They
put the cart there.
And sometimes it's like it's some miserable flight attendant who's like checking her schedule, or some queen who's just with his eyebrows plucked, just like trying to not make eye contact with everybody, but making eye contact with everybody.
Yeah. And then they stand there. Yeah. Although it's a power move on the part of the pilot. Like, if I was the pilot, I'd be like, listen, I got to take a dump, and it's going to be a long one. So take that cart, turn it sideways, and fucking stand there, because it's going to be a while. That's a power move, is it, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone or I would just do it at home. I'd just go, look, I'm going to go take a shit, and I would just tell someone, take a serving cart, put it in front of the door, and just man up. I got extra cash. Yeah. I'm worth it. I like that kind of peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wonder if the pilot insists his wife do that when he gets home. Like, Doris, I'm taking a dump.
Bring the cart. Bring the bar cart.
Put the bar cart.
In front of the
turn
thing.
it sideways and just stand in front of the door. Because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, I need it now.
I can't shit without it.
And then tell the kids how do they always phrase everything on the plane? I need you to sit down. I'm gonna have to ask you to sit down.
No, yes. What they do is they go, I'm gonna have to go ahead and ask you to sit down for me. I don't like for me.
So
they
one
put
time,
for me.
No, they never put for me, but they phrase. One time I got it. You can't be funny with these people.
Oh, they say for me all the time.
So I need you to. I'm gonna need you to sit down. So I turned to her and I go, you realize that's in the future. That's a future tense.
One day.
That's like, I'm gonna need you to sit down after my son's bar mitzvah. Like it's in your that's not English. Just because you're saying it that way. It's not English. It's just, you idiot.
You don't get the for me's?
The flight attendants have the power that they are reeling since 9/11 is so insane.
Who do you hate more, flight attendants or pandas?
Ooh.
I mean,
I don't have a hate.
One of them's got to go.
I don't have a hate.
You're on an island. Only one can survive. It's a flight attendant or a panda bear. Who do you take?
It has to be dependent. Give me more on the panda. We know what it is. Give me more on the flight attendant.
Bitchy, overplucked brow says what I'm going to need you to do for me all the time.
I'm going to have to
real
ask
redundant.
You. I'm going to have to ask you to sit down. Hi, can you pick up the?
How ugly does a flight attendant have to be?
Will you be dining with us? Are we eating together?
Yeah.
Will you be dining with us? Are you dining?
Us?
This miserable piece of fish you threw in front of me?
Yes.
Dining. Will you be dining with us? Will you be having dessert with us?
It's a lot of sugar coating. And yes, I hate the extra talk. Listen, I go nuts on an airplane every time I take a commercial flight, and I'll tell you why. Every single time they talk about smoking in the bathroom and they go tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detector.
Right.
I go, just fucking stop at tampering. You're done. Stop it at tampering. Tampering with the smoke detector is illegal. Disabling and destroying. No, we're just going. We're just coasting on here.
That.
Tampering with, disabling, or destroying.
I will say to you,
or you can use disabling. Just use disabling, but you can't use all three.
I will tell you one time. This is way before 9/11, but if I had to put an airline together, it would be called "Shut the Fuck Up Airlines."
Yeah,
just no speaking. You have to hit the, like when you do before you check in to get your boarding card. I've read all the safety instructions. I was told about the seatbelt. I was told about everything, and there'd be no chatter whatsoever on the flight. It is so miserable. I never forget one time I flew. This is a long time ago. In business class from Israel to Tel Aviv, and it was in the upper part of the plane, and they just turned the PJs off. So the whole flight, there were no announcements. They came around to see if you wanted dinner or you this and that. Just put your seatbelt up and close up. And it was I never forgot that. It was just there's no announcements. Those announcements are horrible, and they come in at okay, we're doing this.
Let's do it.
So you're. Let's say as a comic, if I'm flying in the day of the show, I'm on the first flight, just in case something happens to that flight, you get to the next one. So you wake up at 5 to get to a 7 o'clock flight, right? Mm-hmm. You need time. You got to put yourself together, shower.
Yep.
And you get there. You're exhausted. You had a little coffee, but you're on the plane now. All the announcements, all the sitting down, can you please, I'm going to have to, and the plane takes off. And that's that one moment of this like tranquil. Everybody's relaxed. It's vibrating a little bit. It's a little good. And then all of a sudden, everybody's sleeping at this point. Everybody is sleeping at this point because we've all woken up at some crazy hour to get to this flight. Only one not sleeping or allowed to sleep is
Flight attendant. So she now comes on. I want to welcome aboard our gold members, medallion, gold fucking platinum, your blah, blah, and I want to welcome this. And if you're not a member of the alliance, well, here's a fucking form to be a member of the alliance. What the? Shut up. Give us like 10, 15 more minutes to sleep and then hit us with all your horrible announcements. Right. So horrible. Not sure that was worth my tangent, but yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I'm with you. It's decibly, audibly.
It's
too loud.
Are you doing shows still? Yeah.
Yes.
So you're flying around. Are you flying on private
I'm flying? No, I fly
regular,
commercial all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. And whenever I hear tampering with, disabling, or destroying, I go nuts.
That's what kills you.
My quiet pain.
It's that first announcement after we've taken off. Just give us 20 more minutes to sleep.
Yes,
Just
I agree.
Give us 20 more minutes. That's my.
There's a version of that that's bad, too. What? There is a version of what you're asking for, which is negative, which is if you fly in a first class flight.
Yes.
You get a first class ticket,
but
you leave at night. And you're sitting there, and they do the thing where they just go, I'm going to shut the lights. Here's your blanket. I'm going over here to read a magazine. And you're like, hey, bitch, I got a first class ticket. I want some cocktails. I want some food.
Oh, they give it to you. They give it to you.
No, they'll give it, but they'll do a shut the light, here's a blanket, I'm splitting kind of move. Absolutely, they do.
I'm not flying.
On night flights, they do
I have done. I have 2 gigs in LA and then Vegas, so we're staying for the week. But me, if I have a gig in LA, it's I come in first flight, do the show, hotel, nap, gym maybe, and then do the show, and then the red eye out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not gonna sleep in my hotel room, so I might as well just take it out. Red eyes are the craziest. The people look so disheveled and a mess. They look a horror show.
I don't even know what the red eye is anymore. You mean back to New York?
Back to New York, or I had a really an ugly crowd on an. I had a gig in LA, and then I had a gig in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So we took the red eye to Chicago. It's like only 4 hours or something like that, like 3 hours. Everyone looked messed up. It was on a United flight. It was a United flight, an old plane, like one of those old nasty bus. It's like a bus that flies. It was just one of those gnarly
like
planes.
An Airbus?
And even though you bought it first, even if you have a business class ticket, right, it's still a shit seat, and it barely goes back half an inch.
Yeah.
And this pilot comes out. Look at I'm not making this up. This pilot comes out, and he's strapping black man. You can tell he played football. He's like 6'4", had a ring with like whatever school
Went to
he
college.
went to. Yeah, no. Look at sport type of
He
a
played
thing.
in college,
and,
yeah.
And he spoke like this, and he came out and he spoke to the people in business class, which is 4 or 5 rows of 2 seats. It's a shit plane. It's not like a nice plane with the pods and they're all facing different directions. It's a shit plane. He comes out, well, it's just want to let you guys know that we're going to be taking off on this flight, and there might be turbulence. And is anybody nervous about the turbulence? He's asking. He's doing this like little seminar, and we're in shock.
Right.
I just want to hit my Xanax and a little and be out. And he's doing this whole thing, and then he says, well, since this is a night operation. A night operation.
See, special forces.
I said to him, "You're flying a bus to Chicago, is what you're doing. Night operation." And he goes, "And I've flown in military operations, which, and even then," and he goes, "The wingspan. The wingspan has 20 feet it can go through. So the turbulence and will never be more than 5 feet." And what are you doing?
That is
Get
crazy.
in that cockpit and shut your face.
Yeah,
that happened. That was horrible.
Well, it's that plus
Red
like
eyes.
the flight
Those are red
flight
eyes.
attendant saying, "For me, it's all narcissistic. It's just they're
me.
bringing it to them."
I completely agree. I was at the airport once, and I was in security, and the guy goes, "Could you go ahead and turn around for me, okay?" And I'm like, I started to turn around. And he goes, "Real quick." I'm like, how much longer do you think turning around? By the way, if I did it real quick, you'd tackle me. If I literally jumped up and swung around, you'd fucking taser my ass. I'm starting to turn, and he goes, "Real quick." Like it's like you saying to somebody, "Could you stand up off the sofa?" And you start to stand up, they go, "Real quick." Like I'm already in the process of this thing you asked me to do.
You're in motion.
He's saying it like I know what he's trying to say is that it's going to be a real quick thing for me to check you after you've gone through that.
Now, I'm telling you, there's something called extra cop talk that I try to tell people around. Cops talk extra because they don't want you talking. So when they pull you over, they go, "Okay, what I need you to do for me, okay, right now, just go ahead and give me your license and registration for me real quick, okay, right now. Now, the reason I pulled you over, okay, right now, is because I'm going to go ahead and ask you to produce proof of insurance, license, and registration, okay, right now." And I've talked to cops, and they go, "We do extra talking because it stops people from talking." I'm going, what the fuck? Come on.
You're not giving them a space.
Nobody's robbing a bank. And no, they leave you no opening. Do you have, Dawson, do you ever find that story?
There's a lot of these stories out there. Can you give me anything else more specific?
Probably international. Not
Germany, maybe?
Could be. A pilot, maybe Muslim, and took the flight down. And it wasn't like a mechanical error or something. There was some controversy. They didn't get to the bottom of it, but basically the smart one is they took him down.
I think this was all at a time right after 9/11 where little crazy things were happening, like the guy, the shoe bomber. This is all in that whole genre, right? Yeah.
If that shoe bomber guy's still alive, every American should be able to visit him in prison and hit him once over the head with a fucking shoe and say, "Thanks for making me take my fucking shoes off at the airport for the rest of my life, you asshole."
That's a victory that they have. That's a victory that the world, it has the positive energy of the world and the negative energy of the world, and the Satan is how they call it in the Jewish theology, and it has to have wins. The negative force of the world has to have wins, and taking your shoes off and taking your 3.5 ounces, those are wins. That the negative part of the world has, it's their win.
Yes, 3.5. Like the fact that I'm sitting in my bathroom going, "Is this toothpaste way too much?"
So insane.
They've won.
They won.
And the real victory is when you'd have the toothpaste and it would say 5 ounces on the toothpaste, but the toothpaste was 3/4 empty, and you'd go, "It's empty." It's like, "You still have to throw it away, sir." It's like, oh, they won. They won. We're having an incredibly insane conversation,
and they just don't know how to. The TSA doesn't know how to just vibe check. Just vibe check a person a little bit, a little more vibe checky.
Yes.
Rather than just
Oh. Yes,
just so stupid.
I think they do that in Israel, don't they? Do
Israel's
more profile?
They look at you, they know your body language, they can talk to you, and like
right.
when Leo and I check in or out for a flight to Israel, and the security is Israeli, they look at us.
Right.
I'm older than him. His last name is Vega. My last name is Rosenfeld. And they're like, and how are you together? And I said, well, we're married. He goes, and you live together? I said, yes, we do live together. Can you prove that? And we both show our driver's license, which is good.
Right.
I'm glad that they're checking.
You ever bring a hot chick back to the house?
Yeah.
What? Like if you're clubbing, and be a really hot piece of ass. Like,
No,
horny
but they
TSA
check you. They
Israeli.
check you. They check. They like, but they feel you out. Like, hey, when was the last time in Israel? They feel it out. The TSA here is just like robotic. And, I'm gonna need you to take your shoes off and put all your bags in the bins. All bags have to go in the bins. Take your laptop
That's
out of
my
the dip.
least favorite. My least favorite is when they took away the bowl. And now you have to stuff everything in your backpack. And then I always shove something in the wrong compartment. And then I'm like, where are my sunglasses?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I left my No, I have 34 other pouch. Now I got to go through every fucking pouch in the backpack because this guy forced. And it's like, all I want's the bowl. I'll put the keys and the sunglasses in the bowl. No bowl at a lot of places. Other places, everything's got to go in the big tray.
Yeah, the big bin. Yeah.
The big bin.
I used to, by the way, a hobby I used to have was the change on the floor. There used to be a lot of change on the floor in the TSA when you crossed over to the other side after you went through
up,
and I would pick up sometimes like 4 or 5 quarters and whatever and this and that, and then I realized that they told me that in the TSA themselves they picked up in all the TSAs of all America, it was an average of $87,000 a year that they picked up in change.
Right.
Could you imagine? And that's for some reason that's ended now because of because there's no more bowl, because they make you put it in that major thing. Anyway,
I don't think people carry change anymore.
No, there's no cash anymore. No one carries cash. Millennials
maybe
don't
a
carry
little
cash,
cat. Yeah, a little cat. Millennials, no. But change, I don't even want change. Change is a burden now.
It's a burden, yeah. In Europe, it's the worst. You have those like a real money in like a coin. It's horrible.
It's a burden because you don't know what to do with it. You don't want it, but you can't throw it away.
Because that's that's energy. You're throwing away energy. Yeah.
Also, you grow up the way I grew up, like having, hey, Dad, can I have a quarter for the ice cream? A quarter. Do you know how much that is? It's like now I can't do it, so I just piles up in my car in the cup holder. Because I don't know what to do with it.
No, a charity box. Have a charity box at home. Look, find whatever your church or whatever organization you believe in and get a box for them and just put it all in there and then put it in a bag and give it to them once in a while.
Do you have that?
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah.
So you steal all the change from the airport and put it in the charity box?
No, but I will never walk by a penny or a dime on the floor and not pick it up.
You gays. I mean Jews. God damn it.
No, it's money is energy. Money is energy, and if you see it there, don't avoid that energy. Pick up that penny. Pick up the dime.
I
don't
agree.
Leave that. Yeah, don't ever.
All right, we got another one. And Dawson, can't find that story, huh?
Well, here's what I have. The co-pilot on this one flight, the flight data recorder shows that the co-pilot seemed to have rehearsed his suicide mission during an earlier flight. He repeatedly set the plane's altitude dial to just 100 feet with it while the captain was briefly out of the cockpit. Something like that.
Yeah, I think, the plane crashed. Did this plane crash?
Yeah. Where's the crash? He locked the captain out of the cockpit before crashing the plane into a mountain.
That's
in
John
France.
Denver. Yeah, John Denver died in an experimental flight.
This was in France.
Yeah, that could be it. Any religious stuff? Anyway.
No, he was German.
Right. Okay.
They don't believe in God.
Way to commit to it. Way to come out of don't worry about it. But you committed to it. Good for you.
There's a storm thing. But it has happened that a guy intentionally crashed a plane.
Yeah.
And killed himself as a pilot. So we got that to think about. When are you flying next?
Me on Friday.
I'm flying Friday too, so we can think about that.
To Vegas.
Yeah.
To Vegas.
All right.
So in Italy, their prime minister, Giorgia Meloni.
Yeah.
So she just split from her boyfriend, Andrea Giumbruno.
Oh, you'd like this dude.
Oh, wow.
He's a TV journalist, but he was caught making some embarrassing sexist comments. There's some off-air recordings that emerged. So one of them he complains about the criticisms of his hairstyle before telling his female colleagues, "Why didn't I meet you before?" And then he started telling a female colleague that they need another participant on the show, Let's have a threesome, even a foursome. He's encouraging group sex with his female colleagues. And they're like, aren't you with the prime minister? He's like, yeah, it's cool. It's
cool. He looks, I mean, he's good looking, but
he's hot as hell. Those of you who are lonely, listen to this, he is super hot.
Well, his
hair is
good looking dude.
His eyes are gorgeous. He's had buccal fat removal from his cheeks. You can tell that's a procedure.
What do they call it?
Buccal fat. Inside your cheeks is like a little packet of fat, and you can have that removed. It gives you.
Oh, that's like a new thing, right?
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
removes
not so
that.
new, but yeah, but like, and he's killing it with his tuxedo, and that's the prime minister of Italy.
Yes.
Wow.
Good for her. Well,
Good for her. Good for him and her.
Well, they broke up.
You'd do a foursome with them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
In a minute.
Yeah.
In a hot minute.
He should have been texting you because he got caught.
They say you get rid of that buccal fat and you go down on a woman even longer.
Yeah,
you know that?
Yeah, you got some pockets for suction.
Documented. You can breathe better.
It's scientific.
That's why I get rid of that buccal fat.
What is she wearing? Oh my God.
Oh, are you really into fashion?
That's horrible. What is that? Is that a coat?
I mean, this is Italy. This is
go to images of this woman, please, and let's just see. I want to see what she's wearing.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So he was like a side piece, though, right? I mean, she had to know what she was getting into.
Right. Well, they were together for almost 10 years. Mm-hmm. So she announced that their relationship's over. They have a 7-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So all of this is in the press, and she just says, like, look, the greatest thing that happened out of this was our beautiful daughter.
Oh.
But
you have to say that.
Yeah.
That's very nice. That's good. I wish them the best.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think we do with Italians. We give them a little cultural pass, like he's Italian.
Another line is he said, "Can I touch?" He talked to a woman. He's like, "Can I touch my balls while talking to you?" And then her audio is, "You already are."
I'm gonna tell that to my daughter. I'm gonna if a guy asks to touch his balls, he's probably already touching his balls.
You can safely assume that his hands are down there.
Yeah, he answered that question some time ago. Himself.
So funny.
But yeah, he says first he's looking for a threesome, but he's like, I'm open to foursomes too. So
yeah.
So there you go. Just wants the group sex there. But yeah, Italian prime minister. So she's been in the news because she's very, according to the Guardian, far right.
Yes, she is. I was told that. Yeah.
She's far right.
So maybe it's she has no gays in her life. Look how she's dressed. There's nobody gay in her life telling her what to wear.
We all need it.
She needs
gay in the life.
I want to tell you something. I'm not kidding about this, but you can judge the quality of a woman by the gays she keeps.
Oh. We did a man show bit once called Rent a Gay or something, where you could get a gay to be with your wife. Yeah.
Does your wife have? You're married, right?
I'm just getting divorced.
Just getting divorced. Okay. Does your soon-to-be ex-wife? Does she have gays in her life?
I don't think some, but maybe not.
My
enough.
wife doesn't
That's
have
a good
any
thing you're
either.
getting divorced.
Where's a good place to find some good gays?
A good woman will make sure she finds good gays, good high quality gays, not like some screaming Nelly Queen. Oh my God, you're so amazing! I love it. As you go down, we should go see the concert together. Like a good gay, like me.
Yeah,
I'm someone's gay. I have a friend, Dina. She's been my friend for 30 years. She always has good gays around her, top shelf gays.
I would love to introduce my wife to you and Leo, but I'm a little worried now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, we wouldn't.
They say they wouldn't.
I know. I've heard stories. Let's see. Let's do another
Is it
story.
called Rent a Gay?
I think that's right. That sounds familiar.
Man show bit.
You guys are ahead of your time.
I'm sure.
That wasn't Stanhope, no.
But you're right. Everyone should know a lawyer, they should know a doctor, and they should have a good top shelf gay.
Yep.
That's it. I'm going to share that with my kids when I get home.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
True. I know Mark Garagos. I know Dr. Drew. I can't tell you how many times a week I'll call Mark Garagos and go, hey, what's going on with this? Or explain to me legally, this or that, and then I'll do it with Dr. Drew all the time.
Yeah.
Like a good lawyer, a good doctor, and a good gay.
That's true.
And you're covered. All right. We got another one. Did you have the bit? The TV went out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So Chinese authorities are investigating after a viral video appeared to show a worker from Tsingtao, which is their big beer company, urinating into a tank believed to contain ingredients for its popular beer. It's received tens of millions of views on social media already. So the company said alerted police after the video came to attention. So yeah, Tsingtao is one of China's top beer producers and biggest exporter. And in the clip, a worker dressed in uniform with a helmet on can be seen climbing over a high wall and into the container and just urinates right into it.
Well, I got thoughts. One is they'll fuck you up in China for almost nothing.
Yeah, imagine this.
This guy's going to be in a gulag for a while.
Yeah.
If not killed or something, number one. Number two.
He's affecting their economy now.
I don't know how big that tank is, but
there's a picture.
A little, if it's more than 500 gallons, it ain't going to affect the batch. I'd still drink it. And also, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm more tolerant of Chinese urine than I am of like Armenian urine. just off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. So he jumps.
He jumps over. Watching the video now.
Is he standing in beer, or is he standing in like hops
like hops? Or they said it's ingredients.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and one of the ingredients of it.
That's fine.
I bet you
they're going to heat that up, right?
I bet you he did it just to not be mean and malicious. He probably just didn't know there was a camera there, and just he had to pee.
Yeah. I'm always on the side of the urinator.
You always take their side.
He's knee deep. Whatever he's in, he's knee deep in. He's in like what looks like the size of a pool.
Yeah.
And he's knee deep in there, and he whips it out, and he's gonna pee. And
I took a pee in the freezer of the McDonald's when I worked there when I was 16.
You worked at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't pee on the food, but I was like, I'm making a statement.
Yeah.
I don't like this place. And I want to see what happens when I hit the wall.
Yeah.
But I did it because it was my own, form of protest for getting $2.40 an hour.
Jeez.
Having a mean manager named Ken.
Yeah. So I guess shares. You worked Wall Street, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So shares at the brewery fell sharply when the stock exchange opened this week.
Yeah.
They're starting to level off, but yeah, people are really
I
upset
thought
about
you
this.
said share.
He did say share a couple times, and I thought he was talking about share too.
Share the singer.
Cher was really upset too.
And then he turns to me and goes, "You're a faggot." He was like, "You used to be in Wall Street." I'm like, "Okay." So I didn't know. Yes, Cher.
You've seen Wall Street.
I know
Charlie
more about
Sheen,
Cher than I would about any stock.
He's hot, right?
What?
You've seen Wall Street. Would you blow Charlie Sheen?
He would back then, yes.
Yeah, that's what Chris was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
That's what he was asking.
Thank you for that information.
Cher is...
she's going to leave.
She's going to leave the country.
If Trump gets reelected in 2024.
But everyone always says that, and they never leave.
Where are
and
you
I
going?
think it should be
And who the
documented.
hell wants you? By the way, you can't say, I'm going to Canada. Canada's like, you can't just move to Canada.
Yes, I know.
It's not people, I'm going to move to Canada. They don't want you.
Yeah.
You have to go through a lot of things before you move to Canada.
You can't just declare.
Yeah,
I live in Canada
moving to
now.
Canada. Yeah, it's not anyway.
Yeah, they never say where they're
You
going.
think he's going to be reelected for real? He put his thing in yesterday.
He's out polling Biden right now in some polls, but then he's got a lot of legal hurdles as well. But then who knows if we don't know at this point if Michelle Obama's going to pop up or some crazy wild card. I mean, it'll be fun and sad all at the same time.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, Man Show Renegade. Is that a bit that exists, or am I making that up?
Still looking.
Oh, still looking. How do we have those things filed? Oh, they're always mislabeled, right?
No, I think they're just labeled as the title of the episode, but you have so many segments within the episode, it's hard to
scrolling through
search
episodes.
for.
We don't have them filed then. It's just like on the internet.
No, we have every episode on the drive. We just have to find the episode.
Well, we should label the bits because I always ask for the bit and never the episode, right?
Yeah, we don't watch full episodes anymore.
No, I'm just saying.
No one watches anything anymore.
Somebody, I guess, one day could just label all the bits, right?
Yeah, we cut.
Because we never the
and then consolidate to 59-second segments.
Yeah,
that's right.
We could rent a gay guy to do that for us.
Yeah. Yes. I don't even know how you find it. Oh, you find out which episode it's in, I guess, right? All right. Well, I think that's good.
All right.
I think we've said enough.
We've
We've
been
come to a
there.
nice
We
stop.
began with Palestinians. We've bisexuality. We've gone into pandas.
Yeah, we did it all.
We've laughed. We've cried. We've scared a black man out of here.
That's right.
And we've done our bits.
We love Michael. I'm going to be in Spokane, Washington, coming up Friday and Saturday, Spokane Comedy Club, and then off to Tacoma, doing shows Sunday, 2 shows. So that'll be this weekend if you want to come by and say hi. Michael Yo is going to be at the Improv tonight in Hollywood. And Modi's got the podcast, and here's Modi. And it's also available on Spotify and YouTube and Amazon and all that stuff.
We are going to do a little bit more with Modi. Modi is on modilive.com where you can get tickets to all the shows. There's Charlotte, North Carolina coming up. There's Atlanta coming up. And there's also Milwaukee coming up. Tickets are available for, and also Brussels if anybody's there. There's a few seats left in Brussels. And then I'm announcing a tour. We're letting the news cycle come down and just a drop before we announce I think 13 or 14 city tour. But modilive.com, say hi, and Modi_live.
Modi. And until next time, Adam Carolla for Michael Yo and Modi and Chris Max Pandas saying,
thank you.
Mahalo.